Well, good day all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for a wild day. It was Fed Day today, and it is September 18th, 2024, and we're getting on about 6:20 p.m. Before we go into all this, let's take a look at what we have coming up. Tomorrow you got the Bank of England monetary policy decision at 6. You got jobless claims coming out at 7:30. The Philly Fed regional business activity at 7:30. Then at 9 o'clock you're going to get the conference board leading, lagging, and coincident indicators. You're going to get existing home sales tomorrow at 9. That'll be an interesting number. Did summer sales pick up because interest rates were down at most of the summer around 6.5%? They're about 6.2 right now. Energy analysts are forecasting the EIA natural gas storage at 55 billion cubic feet, and here's the Fed. So if you want to read my highlights, you can hit pause at any time, or you can come back, to do that. Let me give you the highlights. The Fed did 50 basis points. So the battleground was 50 or 25. Nobody was going to be wrong, let me make clear. The bet was, are they going to cut rates? Then the bet was, do they say conservative? I was in that camp, just because the other economic data away from labor has been strong. The Fed recognized that, but they said today they're more concerned with labor at this point, and they decided to go 50 basis points. Questions came out and said, had they known the revisions to labor that were going to be made before the last meeting, would members have voted then for a 25 basis point decrease? And the answer was, well, we didn't have it. That's number one, so I can't answer. But the 50 today shows they wanted to catch up because they were considering it. We know that at the last meeting, this got them even. And the Fed chair said basically that. The vote was 11-4, 1 against. Normally, they're all unanimous. Michelle Bowman voted against. I think it's the first time we haven't had a unanimous Fed, I think, in 20 years. The Fed now expects, and these are the important highlights, 4.4% unemployment at year end. That's 0.2 higher than where you're at. They look for the Fed rate at a median of 4.4% by the end of 2024. That's a median number. Remember, you can fall under that to get to the median. 3.4% the end of 2025, so another full 100 basis points, and then another half point by the end of 2026. These are what they think they'll do based on today's action. They're still with the 2% goal. So the rest of it, you can read, go through it, but they're not declaring victory on inflation, and they shouldn't. They're not at their goal yet. But this was a big day. And going forward, now the jobless claims become important. Every jobs report is super important now. ADP takes on a bigger role. And you want to look at Challenger Gray and where strikes are going. Those are going to be important, too. It doesn't help to see Boeing put 30,000, not they, but the union, 30,000 people striking, and now today they're putting off a lot more thousands of people from the management roles going on unpaid furlough. So these will add to the roles, those unpaid furloughs. Is it a furlough qualifying for unemployment or not? I don't know how that works, so I can't answer that question for you. Let's go to the marketplace now. So as we look, the market is up again tonight here. Remember, the metal markets, and this is very important, settle at 12:30 p.m. So they could have been up or down $100 in gold from there. It wouldn't matter. They're going to go back to where the market was on a settlement at 12:30, and that meant the market was around 25.98, and now it's back down here. The silver market's lost 20 cents. All the currencies you're looking at, while the markets finished on a nice rout because they settle at 2 o'clock before the Fed press conference. And then you can see they fell, the dollar rallied, but you go back to where you were at 2 o'clock. So everything a little stronger there. And bonds and notes fell. All right, so yields actually went up, even though they cut 50 points. As we look at the gold here, I'm sorry I left this arrow there, but I don't want to do this again. You can see you had an outside day up in gold. If this market takes out today's low, watch out. All right? Then the odds are the market will fall further. For those of you that haven't seen my gold report, what am I asking? You can go on the website. I don't know what time it goes off today, but it will go off. The pattern is still bullish, and you have higher highs, higher lows, and I wouldn't be surprised if you take out the lows of today, Wednesday, that you go back to regroup at the 25.58 level. Where's the market having resistance? Right where I teach you, the upper Bollinger Band, and momentum has turned down. When we go to the gold-silver ratio, silver is basically still stronger than gold as long as it's under this number, but it's losing some of that strength against the gold market. I am looking for the silver to get back into this level, 29.92 to the 29.69 level, to prove it's okay. Today, unlike gold, you had an outside day to the downside. In the copper market, you had an outside day to the upside. So it's all over the board. And I'm still looking for the support 421 to the 419.5 level to see how that's going to respond. You're too overbought, in my opinion, to want to deploy new funds to the long side of the market. In the platinum market, the action today was bearish. All right, it did not respond favorably, as I mentioned yesterday. Once you got up here and over this number on the way back down, what should have been resistance, the 200-day average should act as support, and early on that's what we're seeing. And in the dollar index, notice how you got back to the 18-day average, finished out the day 28.5 lower, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're up sharply tonight to make up some of that, because the market was holding fine at the end of the day. So we'll see where that goes. I'll be all over this market in the morning as I talk in my morning futures. And my charts will look like this. I cover 40 futures in the morning, specific buy here, sell there. I mix it up between daily and weekly charts. And on the weekend, I go to the weekly charts for longer term plays in the futures market. I talk about my 5 studies. I'll give you new morning videos Monday through Friday if there's not a holiday, and then one on the weekend with it. And the whole idea here is trying to find swing trades, longer term trades, talk about the fundamentals and where you can go. Go to iraepstein.com, the word research. You can move your cursor up to the top here, and that'll take you there as well. I'm Ira. I'll catch up with everyone in the morning.